quick stir through and serve. Look at that. And there we are, beef and onions in oyster sauce made. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing Chinese beef and onions in oyster sauce. A really tasty, quick meal to bring together. There's no hassle or stress with this. We gotta just velvet up the meat, tenderize it, put some veg together, knock up a sauce, chuck it all in the wok, finished. So this is going to start with prepping the veg. Now you would normally prep the beef, but I'm going to do the veg first so I can do the beef on the same board. Okay, we want good thick slices of onion, so cut your onion in half and then just like that. That's our onion. It's as easy as that. There is no stress or hassle with the onion. It's very straightforward. And in a bowl. I'll do this other one because it's a small one. Now you can painstakingly pull all these apart if you want it all to come apart in your wok as soon as it hits the oil. That is up to you. You can pull all the segments apart, but you know it will come apart anyway. Right, I've got a little bit of ginger here. Now I have already been slicing it. Ginger, some people put it in, some don't. I like the little bit of ginger in there. So it was only a little piece, look, as you can see, and I've just sliced it across. Now I am just going to slice it a little bit more so you can see, and that will get cooked with the garlic. So that's going in there. Got a little bit of garlic. And that is it. Now you could really mince it up if you so wish with your knife, not a problem. Squish it down, mince it up. You don't need salt for this, it'll still squidge up and mince. But that is good enough for my Asian dish. You know, here in Asia, we're not worried about garlic. You give it a smash and chuck it in. So that is our onions and garlic. So we've got this lovely piece of beef here. Now, this is top side. Use any cut of beef that you want, chuck, top side, roll, anything. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you can get your hands on. Right, there's quite a chunk here actually. So let's just do that. Let's have a look here. We are going to tenderize this with baking soda. So all this about following the grain and cutting against the grain, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is what makes it easy. So there's your beef. Now I want some beef cut on an angle. And we want to be keeping it roughly the same thickness. We want it about the same thickness. We want it about the thickness of a good thick coin, something like that. And you're going to ask, why am I cutting on a diagonal? Because we get these lovely big thick pieces of meat. If I cut it straight down, it will be half the size. And we're going to throw that beef in a bowl. So I'll just carry on with this other little bit here, look. There is our beef in there. We are going to tenderize that beef and we are going to use baking soda. The only ingredients that I'm going to add to this is some white pepper, in there with some baking soda. So hands in, mix your beef all over with that baking soda. Now, I've seen people put sugar and all sorts of things in here. We're not going to do it that way. We're going to make it the easy way. So give it a good coating. And we are going to rinse our beef. Oh yes, we are. We don't want that metallic taste of baking soda. Again, that choice is up to you. Now, we need to be going in here with a little bit of water. Probably about 2.5 tablespoons with all this beef. And we're going to mix it so the meat absorbs the water. So we've got 1 and we've got 2. And we're just going to give that a squidgy in. Keep squidging it in till the meat absorbs. It won't take long. Leave 10 minutes to 15 minutes. So that is going to give us enough time to make a sauce. Now, it is an oyster sauce, so we're using oyster sauce. A little bit of soy sauce, a tablespoon. We want 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. 1. 2. Want about half a tablespoon of Shousing wine. That gives us that really nice Chinese flavour. Want about a teaspoon of dark soy. Now, dark soy is for colour. You do not want to go much more than a teaspoon. Now, depending how sweet you like it, half to 1 teaspoon, I'm going just a half there, look, of sugar. Now, we want about 1/4 cup or 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, 3. And we want about a teaspoon of cornstarch, corn flour. Now that's our sauce mix. Just get that corn flour mixed in there. Very straightforward sauce mix. Okay, that's our beef. It's been sat there about 8 minutes. I'm going to rinse it. Optional step that you don't have to take. You can leave the baking soda on the beef if you so wish. But I have friends who cannot abide the taste of baking soda, and they can actually taste it, whereas I can't. So we're just going to give that a rinse off, drain it, and that should be fine. I mean, look at that in there. Gunge. So that's our rinsed and drained beef. Now, I'm just going to add about half a tablespoon, not even that actually, of soy sauce. I'm just going to give that a little stir through. So we're going to leave that about 5 minutes on there. That's going to give us a little salty umami flavour on our beef. It doesn't need anything else. It doesn't need loads of egg whites and things like that. This is already tenderized. We're going to add a little bit of corn flour to this to hold it all in there, and we're going to fry. In there with just a little bit of corn flour. Give it all a good mix in. Coat up all your beef, and then we want a little bit of oil in here, and then that's it. And we want a little smidgen of oil in there, look. Now, use vegetable oil, anything like that. This is rice bran oil. Now, what that does, it actually helps the meat not stick together when it goes in the pan. That's all. Okay, beef and onions, so simple. Oil in there. Enough oil to fry your beef. Okay, when you think it's hot enough, stick a skewer in if you have one. If you see it bubble like that, a tiny few bubbles on there. That's hot enough to stir fry our beef. Take our beef, now don't chuck it in towards you, whatever you do. A little mince out like that. Just leave it a little minute and then we'll just give it a move round so it doesn't all stick together. There we go. Okay, it doesn't take very long to actually stir fry your beef. So give it a little shake around and take your beef out of there. So there's our beef there, pre-cooked. Now it's not cooked 100% all the way through. Probably about 80%, somewhere there. And what we're going to do is drain this and put a little bit more oil in. Okay, I'm going to give that a wipe out. In there with a little bit of that oil we just drained out. About that much. Now this comes together very, very quickly. We're not going to chuck it around and throw it about all over the place. We're just going to get a flame on, heat up the pan. And we're going in there with our onion. A little bit of colour on there, if you can, a little tinge. If you don't get the tinge, don't worry about it. So we're just actually taking the rawness out of the onion a little bit, you know. In with our garlic and that little bit of ginger. Now as soon as you get a little bit of tinge on that garlic and ginger, and you can smell that rawness have come out of the pan, it's not so harsh. In with our beef. In with our beef, quick stir. In with our sauce, give it a stir to loosen up the corn flour. In we go. Don't touch it, let it start to sizzle and boil. As soon as you see it start to sizzle and boil, then start flicking it all around. Okay, we got a little bit of a boil going on there, look. That's when you start flicking it around like that. Now you can cook this as much as you want. If you want some sauce, you stop now. We're going to go in there with a little drizzle of sesame oil. It's only a drizzle. Sesame oil goes a long way. That's done, flame off, little shake of white pepper, a quick stir through and serve. Look at that. Over the top, just a little bit of green onion, just for colour contrast. Look at that. And there we are, beef and onions in oyster sauce made. Let's give it a taste. Okay, you wouldn't normally eat off a serving plate like this. This would be in the middle of the table, you know, but for video, we need to get in here and give it a go, yeah? Let's get our beef. It's so soft. It's delicious. We knew it would be. That is fantastic. Onions in here. Crunch of the onion, absolutely perfect stir fry. That is awesome. A lovely sauce through there with that oyster sauce, soy sauce. It's absolutely beautiful, not overpowering at all. Really Chinese. Hint of sesame, just a hint. And you know, you've got a faint underlying ginger, which I love. Absolutely beautiful. There's no point in takeaway. It's so easy. Crunch of those onions. Soft tender beef. Fantastic sauce. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Share all over. And if you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.